Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the show, Late Night Laughs with the Lawsons. And today is a late night, and we are about to have us a good laugh with you and me, just me, myself, and I. If that made any kind of sense, I don't know if it did or not, but welcome back to the show, and good morning to you ones listening this morning. It is Tuesday. Tuesday drops a brand new show every Tuesday, and boy, has this week just been long and exhausting, and that's okay. It's been a long week. And if you follow us on Instagram, you'll know that Layton's been really, really sick. And a long story short, we think she may have picked up some kind of like stomach bug from the swimming pool here in our little neighborhood community, HOA, whatever. She swallowed some water, and we think we'll find out probably more tomorrow when we get some of her labs, and like we had to send her poop off. I'm gonna just be honest with you. We had to send some stool off because, man, so we took him to the pool on Saturday. Well, Sunday at 10 o'clock, she started throwing up all the way until Monday morning at 4:30 a.m. She couldn't keep nothing down. No drinks, no food, not a peppermint, nothing. I mean, she was to the point to where this poor girl was dry heaving. And, you know, she's only 2 years old. And they can only tell you so much, right? They can point and just moan and grunt, you know. And you feel bad. You feel real bad. And, you know, thankfully she's doing a lot better now. But yeah, it's just been a long week. She battled that. She was so lethargic and just laid on the couch and just lifeless for days, you know, 2 days or so. And that's not her. She is usually the one bouncing off the walls. I mean, if you follow us on Instagram, you would see how she is. She's wild. She's crazy. She loves to have a good time. She loves to play and dance. And the past couple days, you know, she hasn't been doing that. And you feel bad because there's really, you know, I'm not a doctor. Whitney's not a doctor, you know. And with them being that young, they don't really tell you. They can't just tell you what's wrong, you know. So you got to like fish it out of them. So we end up finally taking her to the doctor. She gets 2 bags of fluid and, you know, through an IV, and, you know, that pepped her up. So the next day after she got the fluids, she woke up a totally different person. Now I will say she did throw up today, and today is Sunday, but, yeah, I don't know if it was maybe she, you know, her stomach's still adjusting, or maybe she just maybe ate too much. We don't know. So I guess we'll see here soon. Hopefully she doesn't do any kind of backpedaling. But what I want to talk today about is just gratitude and what that is and what that means. And what made me want to discuss that is, you know, me and Whitney were getting ready for bed one night, and we were discussing how Layton's been feeling. She's been feeling super sick, you know, and there's just so many things we take for granted daily that made me want to kind of talk about gratitude. And one in particular is Layton being crazy all the time, you know, running around here and wanting this and just being up your butt all the time. And, you know, we take that for granted. There's some days where we're just like, Layton, calm down. I can't deal with you right now. You're on one today. Well, with her being so sick, it's like you kind of wish she was stuck up your butt, pulling on your shirt, saying dada, saying mama, you know, and just being crazy, being her wild self. Because when you see her lifeless those, you know, 3, 4, 5 days, you kind of wish you had the old Layton back, the one that's being crazy and getting on your nerves. And, you know, those small moments we overlook and we take for granted. And that's why I wanted to talk about gratitude and the power of gratitude and what that means to me, you know, because we all have our different opinions on certain things. But I think it's so important that we take the time out of our day and just think on the things that we are grateful for. Gratitude is simply taking a moment and reflecting on how lucky you are when something good happens, big or small. You know, it's those small things that we take for granted. And I had this conversation with Cadence the other day, because she was in the car and they were on their way to basketball practice. Well, Cadence had played all day down at her cousin's house on this like little bouncy house slip and slide thing. It's summertime. Kids are out playing. But, she has an obligation in the next morning. She has basketball lessons, right? So she spent all day down there playing, probably rough, jumping around, probably fell a couple times, But on their way to practice the following morning, it's almost like she was mad or upset at Whitney, because it's early. She didn't want to get up. She didn't want to go practice. She's sore. She's hurting. And then she tells Whitney that, I'm so sore because of all these extracurriculars you got me in. Well, honey, that ain't the case, okay? You're sore because you went down and played in the water all day, which is fine. But don't blame mom because she's got you in extracurriculars. We didn't tell you to sign up for Taekwondo. We didn't tell you that we want you to play for the middle school basketball team. That was your dream. That was your goal. You told us you wanted to play. So now we're giving you the tools and putting you in the situations to be able to complete what you're wanting to do. You know what I mean? Like, you want to play basketball, so we're going to put you in some lessons, which she's doing great, by the way. She's really excelling in that, and I'm super proud of her. It's hard work. I mean, it's hour-long practices, and they are in it, and they are getting it like nonstop. As soon as it starts, and when it's over, it's over. He really does a good job. He's a local instructor here, I hope to have him on the show soon. He's a very good, very positive, motivational, guy who believes that, like, obviously positive thinking gets you far in life, which is true. But after I heard Cadence say that to mom, I was like, I need to have a talk with her about gratitude. And we need to list a couple of things. And before even doing that, it's like, I need to take the time to explain what that is to her. So I'm like, Cadence, gratitude is these things that we're thankful for that we overlook. The ability to be able to go to those practices, not many people get that opportunity. Not many people get that chance, but you have that opportunity. You have that chance. Be grateful for that, right? And long story short, we made a list. Well, she made a list and she brought it down to me. It was about 15 things. And I said, I want your most important thing listed at the top. What are you most grateful for? And then at the bottom, it could be, your small things like your TV or you have your own room and your own bed to sleep in, stuff like that. But I think it's so important at such young ages we teach our kids and just the youth in general what gratitude is and to appreciate those things. And a lot of you listeners may not know what gratitude is or just don't take the time throughout the day to recognize those things to be grateful for. And you would not believe what it does to your day. Like, I was on my way to Lowe's to pick up some paint stuff. We're painting this awning out back. And I'm going down the road and I was listening to some Tony Robbins the other day, and he was talking about gratitude. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do what he said. I'm gonna name some things that I'm grateful for. And it sets the precedence for your day. Like, you would not believe the way you feel or the way you think until you try. So I tried it and it worked. I mean, it really, truly worked. What am I thankful for? And don't mistake thankfulness for gratitude. Thankfulness is the emotion that comes with gratitude. Gratitude is the attitude of it. Does that make sense? So with that being said, I'm driving down the road and I start naming these things. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful to have a family, and have the things we have and be in the positions that we are in and have a platform to be able to voice these opinions and teach people and coach people and, uplift others. I'm so grateful for that opportunity because not a lot of people get that. And the people, you got to be careful because some people that do have that opportunity, do it to the bad. Like they try to show you the car on fire over here, and trying to pull your attention elsewhere. But like, thankfully, we have a wonderful platform. We have wonderful fans, and we have a voice to be able to teach and coach and uplift and at the end of the day, foster the growth of other people. That's why we're here. That's why we're doing this. I just want to challenge you. What I want you to do is when you wake up in the morning, think of the things that you're grateful for. Just pick 3. It could be something so small. It could be something, you're lucky to even just wake up this morning. But when you wake up tomorrow, I want you to remember this podcast. I want you to remember this episode and just name off those things that you're grateful for. And the things that it does to your body, it elevates your serotonin. It elevates your oxytocin. All your happy hormones rise. You don't need coffee for this. This is just taking the moment and reflecting on the things that we're grateful for. And the more you reflect on the things that you're grateful for, the more things you find that you're thankful for. That's why I say we take so much for granted. We take for granted the clean water that we're able to drink or bathe in. We take for granted a toilet. We take for granted there's so many places around the world that don't have the luxury of plumbing. They just go out back, dig a little hole and pump and dump in there and head on back, maybe cover it up. I don't know if they cover it up or not, but there's so many things that we take for granted, just like a toilet, just like central heat and air. There's so many places around the world that don't have central heat and air, and it's just, we're hot. We walk over there, click the thermostat, and the air kicks on. It's so good. It's a great practice to understand the things you're grateful for. And I challenge you to do that. I challenge you, when you wake up, those 3 things, make them different every time. Make them different every time. And the more you do it, the more you're going to find out other things that you're thankful for. Cadence tried to pull a fast one on me. She's like, well, what are you grateful for? And I'm like, oh, crap, and that's where I fail. Like, when's the last time I thought of something I'm grateful for? I'm telling her she needs to be grateful for these things. But when is the last time that I've stepped back and I've thought about the things I'm grateful for? So I stood there for a minute. I'm like, well, she's like, well, she didn't say, what are you grateful for? She said, what's at the top of your list? And that's tough. That's a big deal. That number one thing that you're grateful for is huge. Okay. And she throws that curveball at me that night when I'm drilling her about things she needs to be grateful for. She's like, well, what's at the top of your list? And I'm like, oh, little girl. So I said, I paused. I was like, you know what? Okay. I need to think this out. So I said, hold on a minute. I was like, there is so many things. There's so many things. But I look at the big picture. It's easy to say, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my kids. But I pull myself even further out. Like, it's number one, right? Sure, family is a great thing to be grateful for. My wife is a wonderful thing to be grateful for. But that's like all here. I want to go broad and just help her think outside the box. So I'm like, you know what? That's a great question, honey. Let me break it down for you. So I took a second and I was like, the one thing that I'm grateful for is probably all the things that I've went throughout these 33 years. In the number one thing for me is going to be different for you. The number one thing for Cadence is going to be different for me. She's 12. She's 12. She could be thankful for the new Hello Kitty backpack we got her when I'm over here, grateful for our house and the fact that our lights are on. Kids overlook that stuff, but that's one of those small things for kids that they overlook. And so I told her, I am grateful for all the things that I've been through in 33 years. I mean, when I look back, I've been through so much. There's been some really great wins throughout those 33 years. And there's been some really terrible losses. And that's life. Life is seasons, and seasons always change. It's never going to be great forever. There's going to be times where people pass, or, your favorite job gets shut down because, I don't know, they go bankrupt or something. I don't know. But seasons change. We're never going to be up here 24/7, 365 days a year, the rest of your life. But on the contrary, we're never going to be down here either. So when you are down there, just understand the seasons change. When you're at the bottom, the seasons change. Do not give up. Do not throw your hands up and say, oh, I'm done. What you need to do is be grateful for those things that you do have when you're at your lows of lows, when you're at rock bottom, when there's nothing else there. You're still there. Be grateful for those small things. Be grateful for those situations to make you a better person and build you up, because that's the way I look at it. I mean, I'm so grateful for every bit of, I'm gonna call them trials and tribulations, because that's what it's felt like. There's been plenty of times where I've been knocked down and I'm just like, you know what? What's the point? But no, don't have that attitude. Have the attitude of gratitude and be thankful for those situations. Be thankful for the time your tire pops on the side of the road. Take that opportunity, and it's all how you look at it. It's all about perception, I guess. Is that the right word? I'm over here trying to pull big words out of my butt, but it's all about how you look at it, right? Sure, the tires popped on the side of the road. Let me try to wave somebody down. Maybe this might be a friend. I don't know. But be thankful for life's curveballs is what I'm trying to say. I'm so thankful for mine, because there's no doubt in my mind that those things that I've went through has groomed me into who I am today at 33. Now, I think my number one at my life currently will probably be there a long time, I feel like, because I'm constantly growing. I don't know. Your number one may change. Maybe mine will change. I don't know. But right now I feel I'm in that season of life to where the one thing I'm grateful for is, and I'm talking the top, not the only thing. The one thing at the top that I'm grateful for is stuff that I've been through, because without those things, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't have the mindset that I have today. I wouldn't have that want to attitude. I wouldn't want to get stuff done. I wouldn't want to, invest time and energy into this show. I'm so grateful for those things, because it's grooming me, and it's constantly building me and who I am. And so that's what I wanted to try to teach Cadence, is to think outside that box. So I think hers, she came down, and what was cool is she told me like all 15, but every time she told me one, she had to explain it. Like, this is why. I didn't tell her to do that. She did that on her own, and I'm very grateful for that. But I think number one for her was like her life, because without her life, she wouldn't be able to experience these things like basketball and taekwondo and have friends and that. So I give her kudos for that, because I didn't know what she was going to say her number one was. I think parents fell like number 7 on the list, which is okay. It's all right. We're on the list. That's all that matters. But this whole message stems from how Layton's been so sick, and we take for granted the times where she's running crazy and just not herself. She's just up our butts is what I'm trying to say. She's running crazy. She's up our butts, But that time when she's sick, we take for granted those times where she's getting on my nerves or she's getting on mama's nerves. And, she's just a handful, and we take it for granted every day because I would, and Whitney agrees, we both said this together, we would rather have her up our butts and in our ears and wanting and needing everything rather than seeing her the way she was 2 days ago for 7 straight days, lifeless on the couch, sleeping all day. That's not her. That's not normal. I mean, I felt so sorry for her, and I'm so glad she's kind of on that uphill. So hopefully we get, some good news from the doctors, tomorrow. But yeah, I challenge you to just be grateful and be thankful and just understand the difference between thankfulness and being grateful. Remember, being thankful for those things is the emotion, and then gratitude is the attitude. So have that attitude of gratitude. Wake up in the morning, find those things you're grateful for, and make them different every time, because you would be shocked at if you just take the time on your way to work, waiting for your coffee to brew, in the shower, if you shower every morning, perfect time. Think of those things. What are you grateful for? Is it your job? Is it your wife? Is it your family? Is it your car you're driving? Is it just being happy? It's simple stuff. There's no wrong answer, but I want you to get in the habit of picking those things that you are grateful for, because it's really helped me. Every morning I come down here and I listen to like some kind of motivational podcast speaker or something. I need someone to tell me to shape up too, because I can't do it on my own. A car has to have fuel to go. I got to have fuel. And if I don't have fuel, I don't go. And that's why I rely on self-education on YouTube. I pop on something and get to work and, see what they got for me. So besides Layton being sick and trying to teach Cadence gratitude, and, it's been a very busy week trying to get our stuff done for work, trying to film, of course. That's the main thing, right? Trying to take care of Layton, trying to take Cadence and Eli to the extracurriculars. And it's been a busy, exhausting week. And we still find time for you guys because we love you guys. I love you. I love the fact that you tune into these episodes, and I'm very grateful for you because, believe it or not, you guys make me want to do better. Every time I release an episode, I want to do better for you guys. I want to be that person you look up to. I want to be that podcast you turn on every Tuesday and you're just like, man, I can't wait to see what they got in store for us. I mean, last week we had James Wembley on here. Great guy, super talented. We've had comedians on here in the past. You just never know what you're going to get here on Late Night Laughs with the Lawsons. Sometimes it's a good laugh, but sometimes it's a good lesson too. And today was a great lesson. We have to understand gratitude, and we have to understand the small things in life that we're grateful for. That moment when you start recognizing the small things you're grateful for, the better off your day is going to be, the better off your life's going to be, the happy you are going to be whenever you go to work and something bad happens. Think of those things, because it's going to pull you out of that negative mindset. I will say this though, besides everything going on, it's been an interesting week. Here's your laugh for the day. Here's your laugh. I was on the ladder painting the awning with stain, and this stain is not non-transparent. It is completely solid white. You can't see the wood through it. Stain. I'm talking white. Okay? My ladder's off balance. I shift and I fall off my ladder. Paint goes up everywhere. Or not paint, I'm sorry. Stain goes up everywhere. And, it was bad. It was bad. I sprained my ankle. Stain was all over the concrete, all in my hair. I ruined Well, hopefully not. I'm going to take some paint. It's called M1. It doesn't smell like paint thinner, but it works like paint thinner. It's great stuff. I'm going to take that to my hat, try to get it out. White stuff went everywhere. It was a mess. I was mad. My ankle's still sore. My body's sore. But I got to remember to be grateful for my little arms and my little legs to be able to get up and down that ladder. See, it just pulls me out. It just pulls me out. The negative that was in my head just then about me falling off that ladder, which I won't forget, by the way, is now out of my head because I'm thankful for the fact that I'm able to even get up and down that ladder for now. Because if I fall off again, who knows what might happen. I might break a leg. But yeah, I challenge you, pick those things you're grateful for. Start your day off right. And you would be amazed what it does for you for the rest of your day, for the rest of your week, for the rest of your year. Try it. Try it for a day. And if it works, try it for a week. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. If you like the show, be sure and send it to somebody. And if you can tell, I'm not wearing any shoes today. It's okay. I'm in the luxury of my home. I was like, I just got out of the shower. I'm not putting shoes on, but I will put on a little sweatshirt and a hat and some pants for you, but I'm not wearing shoes right now. It's okay. But if you enjoy the show, send this to somebody. Send it to somebody. Post it on Facebook. Share it. Like it. Write a comment if you're watching on YouTube. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for always being here on Tuesday with us. Thanks for letting us be a part of your morning. Thanks for letting us drink some coffee with you. Go to the gym, whatever you do, whether it's at the gym, you drink coffee on your way to work. Maybe some of you are working right now. And thank you for that. But just pay attention to the boss. Pay attention to what you're doing. And don't hurt yourself, okay? Because some of these jobs out here, people be crazy. They be on electric poles and stuff. Listen, I love you and I appreciate you, but make sure you're paying attention because I don't want you falling off a ladder, laughing at me falling off a ladder, okay? That's the truth. But I appreciate you all. I love you guys. If Whitney's up to it, she'll be here next time. She told me to tell you guys she loves you. She misses you. She appreciates you. But she's exhausted. And, I take for granted that all the time. I overlook the things she does for me. And I say it all the time on here. I say it all the time on my other podcast. But I take her for granted. And I've really tried to do better. And I guess that's all you can do. As long as you're doing better, that's what life's all about. It's all about learning. It's all about adjusting to the wind. I mean, it's all about lessons, and as long as you learn from those lessons, that's most important. So, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. We love you. Share the episode, and tomorrow when you wake up, or right now, it ain't too late. It ain't too late. You better do it right now. List 3 things. Name 3 things that you're thankful for. Hey, I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.